Hello everyone, Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. I am busy on with the green cardigan with the cables, but I think I'll have to put this down while I'm talking because I'm crossing cables all the way across the row, and that's how much I've done of it. And I know that my knitting, the tension, my cables and the ribbon, everything is very different to what had already been knitted by Jill's mum. So my tension is very different. There would have been a very noticeable change from where her mother had left off and I had started. You would have had a line going across and then the different type. My cables and that would have been tighter and the stitches tighter. But Jill was in agreement for all those who think I should have left it, and no, but she even said that she thought I might have to pull it out, but she had left what had been knitted up anyway. But that's how much I've done of it anyway. But now I'm wearing rubber gloves at the moment. I can knit a little bit. When I started off, I could knit a little bit, but as soon as it started affecting my hands, I've had to put the gloves on. But I'm going to put that down anyway because I can't be doing crossing cables and things like that and talking at the same time. I'll make it a mess. And it was a big 400-gram ball, and I have two cakes like this. There's one I'm knitting with. I wound them up on my wool winder, and I was going to just wind it as far as I could go on the winder and then take it off, but not cut it, just start another one. So they would have been sort of joined together, but there was a great big knot in the middle of it, so I had to cut that off anyway. So I have two with that one. I have another big 400-gram ball to do when I finish these ones. But that's just to see, that's as big as I can do on my wool winder. That was actually touching the guide thing that stands up at the side. I'm going to take these gloves off and all while I'm talking because my hands are sweating. I don't know. I forgot to put some talcum powder in because the talc would make it easier to get them off. They go inside out when I take them off, so I'm taking them off like this. That's what I have to do if I knit wool. My hands are sort of not dry like. It is a little bit awkward knitting with these things on because they're quite slippy. I think I have some other ones that are proper surgical ones, I think, upstairs. These are just ordinary ones you buy, like household ones, but I'm sure I've got some that are not as sort of slippy as these, I think, because I've used them before, and they're not rough, but they have a rougher surface to them. I think I'll have to go and hunt those out for to do any more with this because it is a bit awkward. The wool sort of slips in your hand when you're doing that. But anyway, that's how far I've got with that one for Jill. And I finished the back on this one. So I'm knitting, when I'm been knitting since my lunchtime. I'm going to be knitting till about, it is 4 o'clock now, probably till about 5:30 with the green one. And then after my tea, I'll be starting on the other parts of this one, the 24-inch. So I'll be starting on the one of the fronts on here. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing a little bit crochet until lunchtime, and then orders usually from about 12:30 till about 5:30. So that's about 5 hours of orders. And the rest of the time of the night time will either be these things like this that I'm doing for my knitting patterns, or if I'm not doing a knitting pattern, I'm going to knit my own, which I might get finished one day. That was what I was doing yesterday. And I've done a little bit more of this. This is one, when I started it, I thought it was very floppy. It was for a yarn ball holder it was, but actually that's what I'm working with inside, and it's not quite as floppy when I'm getting a bit more of it done. It does stand up for itself, as you can see. Just this one hasn't got the PU leather bottom on the bottom. So I'm going to finish this one. Just make it probably about the same height again, up to about here, and make it for a small project bag. And I'll put that up onto my shop on eBay when I finish it. Maybe it's tomorrow, like. So I've got quite a bit of it done today. And I think while I'm sitting here talking, I can't do any of that one. I'm going to start on my, where's my small needles? Start on one of the sides of this one. I can't do those cables because I need to see what I'm doing, really what I need to cast on 37 stitches. So that's what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to cast on 37 stitches and be doing this while I'm sitting talking, doing this video. I'll leave that green in there because I'm going to be working it again. I'll leave like a nice long length there. I'll leave that long length when I cast on. That's what I sew up. On there like that. And my friend Anne messaged me yesterday, because after I left Molly's husband's wake, I had a little bit shopping to do and that, but my friend was going back over again. She came home like because her husband was coming in from work, but she said she was going back over again to see how Molly was and that, because Molly was on whiskies when we left. This was from 12 o'clock. My friend messaged me about 5 o'clock, and she said she had been back over again to check on Molly, and she said Molly was still on the whiskies. She says, I think she's going to be carried to the taxi when it's just finished. But Molly does like her whiskies. That's what she drinks at our bingo. She has one or two whiskies. I'm not sure how many. Like she always gets doubles because I've getting her drinks for her when she couldn't, get up and get to the bar and that at first. And it was always a double whiskey when she wanted one. So she likes her whiskies, Molly does. So anyway, I'm casting on this. I'm doing 37 stitches. I better count 2, 4, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. 1, 2, 3. And I've had Pat message me for another order for those phone cases. But she rings me, Pat, and always tells me what she wants. And so I said, as I had finished the orders that I had, I says, the next one I do is yours, Pat. I says, I was just going to do them for the sell. But if anybody asked for one, if there was any, the next one, if I hadn't started, the next one would be theirs, which is for Pat. And I've lost count again. 2, 4, 6, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 25. 2 more stitches. 36, 37. Now I'll start the rib. But another lady, Audrey, who I had sent one of the phone pouches to, she messaged me and said she was very happy with hers, because she said she doesn't have to stick it down her bra anymore if she just wants to listen to music on it, because she doesn't like using them earphone things, and she just must have been putting it in her bra and just listening to the music from there. I say it must have been a very pretty sight. I messaged her back and said, she must have been a pretty sight as he wrote about with your phone in your bra. Oh, gee. But there seem to be, a lot of people seem to like them little phone pouch things. And you know, I've looked them up on the likes of Etsy and that, and some of them are asking a fortune for them. They're just little bits of material, you know, little bits of wool and little bits of material that in fact, they weren't even lined, most of the ones that I saw. One of them, I think it was something that said Hessian or something like that, and it was just a little square, didn't even have a fold over, like I folded over with the poppers and that on, and it had a strap in. They wanted £69 for it. Anybody that pays that much for something like that wants a head seen to. But then again, it could just be me. I only ask what I would pay for something. I don't ask extortionate prices. But anyway, I'll just do a little bit of this while I'm talking, but like I'm saying, I have about just over another hour. I can do on the green cardigan before I sort out my tea. I'm going to have one of those mince and onion pies with some chips and peas, and I add a few carrots in as well. My tea, the ones I got from Home Bargains yesterday. I usually have one and then put the other one in the freezer for another time. I don't like to just leave them in the fridge, even though they have a date on them that's over a week or something like that. I don't like just leaving them in the fridge that long. I like put them in the freezer so they stay as fresh as when I bought them. But anyway, that's just a little bit today to let you see what I've been doing, what I've been up to, and I have to remember to put some talcum powder. Oh, I'm going to go and look up for those other gloves upstairs. I know I had a box of them. I'm going to have a look upstairs and see, because they'll be easier to knit with. Those ones are a bit too slippy. The wool slips off my fingers too easily with those ones. But I can knit for a little while without any on, because there's not a lot of wool. There's only 20% wool in it, and it doesn't sort of affect my hands as much as if it was 100% wool. So I might have a try knitting without those, because I do not like knitting with things on my hand. Just doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel the same what you're doing. So anyway, give a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you all another time. So bye for now.